bit of TalkFCB and I'll come back here to the channel, guys. And Barcelona are the gift that keep on giving. And that's if your gift is a big bag of disappointment. Because once again here on the weekend, wasn't it great last weekend? Last weekend was fantastic. No Barcelona, no football here to ruin the weekend. But here and now, they've disappointed once again. Barca 1, Levante 3. And I'll tell you what now, could have been more. Levante could have easily scored more goals on the day. It's disappointing again. It's a disastrous performance. At the back, we are non-existent. We don't make tackles. We don't close down space. We're not alert. We're not aware. But look, we just keep on repeating ourselves. How many more times are we going to come here and say this from Barcelona is not acceptable? And this is on a day where today there were so many shocks for so much of the game. Man City were losing. Liverpool were losing. Bayern Munich today got absolutely hammered. And in those clubs, changes will take place. You look at Bayern Munich today, they've lost 5-1. It is big chance there that Niko Kovac will get sacked after that performance. But you know, with Barcelona, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen, and we will continue making mistake after mistake after mistake. And I'm honestly, and I know we all are, we're getting tired of it. And I've got to start here, guys, with the starting lineup, because already Valverde going into the game, you know, before the game even starts, Valverde is going to do something in that lineup that is just stupid. And what I find right now is Valverde seems to overcomplicate things. He wants to try and do something a little bit different. He doesn't like sort of doing everything by the rule book. And basically, he has an insistence on making some sort of decision in that team that's not the right one. And that, for me, this time around, was at left back. This summer, finally, we bought a replacement left back for Jordi Alba. Because as we saw last season, Jordi Alba is a fantastic player, but he needs rotation and he can get a number of injuries throughout the campaign. We finally brought in somebody there to replace him at left back, but no, Valverde doesn't want to use him. Instead, we'll take our first choice right back out of his role, we'll move him onto the left where he's not comfortable, and then we'll play Sergio Roberto, who Valverde said wouldn't play at right back this season. We'll play him there. Musa Wage, nowhere to be seen, obviously, and Junior Firpo doesn't seem to be anywhere near this team under Ernesto Valverde, so why did we sign him? And it was exactly the same last season when you look at Malcolm. We bring him in and he's not included. Valverde continues to make these kind of errors, bringing in players. The club spend a big amount of money. We can't just keep wasting money. You can't just keep bringing players in and casting them aside for whatever reason. Today, Junior Firpo was the obvious choice to replace our left back because that's his position, but no. Valverde chose Semedo and there was the back line. Into midfield, Sergio Busquets was dropped, but he was brought back in the second half. Arturo Vidal there alongside Arthur Melo, and of course, onto the forward line. Talk me through this, because Antoine Griezmann once again starts out on the left-hand side, Luis Suarez leads the line, and Lionel Messi from the right-hand side. Now, Ousmane Dembele was not included in the squad list for today's game, but there's contrasting views on exactly why. Some of the Spanish media are saying that Valverde said he didn't want him in the squad, not because of an injury, but because he didn't count on him. I find that incredible. Some people are saying that Dembele yesterday felt some discomfort, so that's why he wasn't included, but I find it incredible. If Dembele is fit, he has to be in the squad. Again, look at the money we spent. We want some sort of return. He needs to be there. He needs to be proving his worth. He needs a chance here to show what he's got. But again, it was Griezmann on the left. Now, as the game went on, as we know throughout that first half, it was pretty poor from Barcelona. Really poor start of the game. Suarez, though, eventually did go off injured. Then we had Antoine Griezmann here in a central role. And on then, from the bench, came Carlos Perez. But after that, in the second half, not because of those changes, not because of the forward line or anything like that, but the entire team, it was dreadful. Because yeah, in that first half, Barcelona did take the lead through a Lionel Messi penalty. It was a very, very well nicely taken penalty as well from Messi, but you could even argue that goal shouldn't actually have happened, because in the build-up to that, Antoine Griezmann did appear to be offside. Semedo eventually won the penalty. Barcelona there stuck it away, but that was undeserved. We didn't actually deserve at that point in the game to be ahead, and as always right now, with Barcelona, we didn't build on that. We didn't go and get the second goal. We didn't go up the gears there and really put the sword to Levante. We sat back. We thought, this is all right. This is good. You know what I'm saying, guys. You all know what we're doing here. We all see it week in, week out. Barcelona just have no urgency. The only player I felt today who was actually running around, getting at Levante, working back, putting in the hours, putting in the effort there for his team was Antoine Griezmann. And that's incredible because he's the guy out there who's actually being shafted. He's the man there who's been stuck out on the left for most of his time at Barcelona. He's put here, he's put there, he's dropped here and there, but he's actually the only player working back there, putting in some real effort for the team, and that's not acceptable. You can't have players out there strolling around, walking around, going through the motions, not against any team. You might say it's just Levante, but you can see here today, you give this kind of team time on the ball, time and space. You look at somebody here today like Jose Campana. I thought he was excellent today for Levante. He run rings around our midfield. You give somebody like that, even though he's a Levante player, you give somebody like that a bit of time, a bit of space there to pick their passes, they will pick you off. And that's what Barcelona do. They continually allow whoever it may be, whatever opposition is in front of us, they allow them time and space to do what they like. And Levante, they punished us. First of all, it was that man Campana who got his goal there on 61 minutes. Excellent finish there, but look at the space that he was given inside the area. And it was actually there, a 7-minute spell from Levante that destroyed Barcelona. And I think, to be honest, that sums up Barca. 7 minutes there in the second half where we collapsed. We conceded one goal and we don't react. And it's the same that you've seen against Roma, against Liverpool. We concede one and we can't get back to our feet. We can't stand up there, take responsibility and sort things out. There's no leadership in this team, and there's no leadership on the bench either. And certainly there, Levante cut through us. It was Boya, Mayoral, an ex-Real Madrid player there. Another good finish to put them in the lead. Campana there with the assist. And just a few minutes later, 3-1 Levante, Redoya with another goal, and they got the win. And they got the win there and then. It was done and dusted. Barcelona were never getting back into it. Yeah, Messi had a goal that was disallowed, but like I say, there was no real intent today, and that's not a surprise. So many times now we're coming here and we're saying Barca don't do this, Barca don't do that, sort this out, sort that out, but they don't want to. They don't want to learn, and nothing changes. And it's continued to be the case now for far too long. We all know what needs to be done. We all know, looking at this team, looking at the management, who needs to go, who needs to stay, who needs a real kick to get going. But it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Everybody here is far too comfortable, and we're seeing this season a team who can win, who can blitz teams away because of the quality that we have. But we're also seeing a team that when it comes down to it, when teams really come at us and they really put pressure on us, we simply cannot hold on. And the big question now, of course, is where exactly does this leave Barcelona? Obviously, as of right now, we are still at the top of the table, but a win later on for Real Madrid against Real Betis, that will put them top of the league, and I have to say, probably deservedly so. Right now, and throughout this season, we haven't really deserved to be top of La Liga. We've been far too inconsistent. We've only been there, really, I feel, because of other teams' instability, because of the other team's consistency, and not because of our own brilliance. That's the fact of the matter is, Barcelona shouldn't be top right now, and it would actually be a good thing there if we wasn't. That would maybe give this squad a bit of a kick, but even that, it's not going to be enough. What exactly right now is going to happen at Barcelona to actually change this order of events? Because like I say, we're not doing anything, we're not making changes. And you look at it now, coming up in the week in the Champions League, Slavia Prague at the Camp Nou. What sort of Barcelona will we see in that game? And that's been the consistent pattern, hasn't it? Coming into these games over the past few weeks, over the past few months, we've been saying every single time, what kind of team are you going to see? Are we going to see a motivated team? Are we going to see a team here who really wants to win? And we shouldn't have to ask that. We shouldn't come here and actually say, is this team going to turn up today? That should be the bare minimum. Your team should turn up. You think of how much they're paid per week. You think of the money they're on. They should turn up week after week after week. And of course, don't even get me started on Ernesto Valverde. Like I say, we all know what needs to change. We're all fully aware of that. But the problem for me, and the problem for many of us is, we know that's not going to happen. We know in the bottom of our hearts, sadly, Ernesto Valverde is not going to be sacked. I would love it. I would love it. Oh, the video I could do if he was sacked. It would be amazing. It would be an absolute party here. But it's not going to happen. Valverde right now, much like the players, is far too comfortable in his role. The club have allowed him to be that, and he's going to stay in the job probably until the end of the season. But what's going to happen in that time? How many more embarrassments are we going to have? How many more defeats are we going to have in that time? Because it was the same stuff again today. And if it was a game where you didn't see it coming, or you didn't expect this from Barcelona, you could understand this. But time and time and time again, it's the same mistakes. We all see it coming. The only people who can't see it coming are the Barcelona players and the Barcelona staff. And that's ridiculous. So like I say, guys, I'm really sorry this weekend, once again, on the Saturday, bit of an early kickoff. It's probably ruined a lot of people's day. But at the end of the day, it's just football. And I don't like that phrase, but at some point, you've got to move on. Because we can't stay rooted here to Valverde's Barcelona, because it'll destroy us. We've got to look past that. We've got to look somewhere else. But thank you here today, guys, for joining me. I hope that you can enjoy the rest of your weekend. Do something else. Go and watch somebody else. So go and watch a completely different sport. There's a bit of F1 on today in the United States of America. Go and have a look at that. Lewis Hamilton could win the world title today, or there could be an upset on the cards. Go and watch some F1 and enjoy it. I'll see you soon, guys. Please leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Who knows what's going to happen? But of course, before the next game, we'll have a chat about that. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.
Barça! Barça!